heck of an intro.
Thanks, bro. Love you, buddy. Love you, bro.
What is up? What is up, Impact? Welcome. Stay standing for a second. Stay standing for a second. Welcome back from lunch. What's up, Impact? Let me hear this section over here. What's up, Impact? That's not bad. That's not bad. How about this section? What's up, Impact? Is that all you got? What's up, Impact, right here? Here. And now everybody at once. You guys are amazing. Have a seat. I got 29 minutes and 23 seconds with you. I'm super grateful to be up here. Also, Brett, if you could help me out with the screens, man, I wanted to start off by saying I'm extremely thankful for Impact. Family, friends, business partners, the opportunity to get up and share with you for a few minutes. Showing up is the toughest thing in the world to do. It's step one to success. You freaking did it. Give yourselves a hand for being here. I got to set some ground rules, though. Can I set some ground rules? Is that cool? Also, am I too hot? Can you hear me enough? Can I make it louder, or do I need to back it down? Well, I'm not going to back it down. They said go louder, dude. Let's go louder. Okay, I like that, especially the pointing up right here. I love that. Here's some ground rules. If you hear something you like, it is okay to express excitement. It is okay to clap. It is okay to yell. My mom's father and my grandfather was a Baptist pastor for 40-something years. If we get an amen in every now and then, it's okay. Amen. Also, if one person claps, we all clap. And if you do anything with your phone, it has to be putting me on social media. Period. Or I'm going to take it away. Okay? But if you do, you gotta tag me on Instagram or Facebook. Instagram at Cody.Askins. Facebook at Cody Askins. Fair? Yes? Yes? Okay, perfect. I'm going to talk to you about how you can have whatever you want in life. Because, man, the stuff that we've been able to accomplish, my wife and I are so grateful and thankful for the amazing things that we've been able to do in this industry. I believe you can have whatever you want. Who else believes that today? Dude, I believe you can have whatever you want. I believe you can achieve whatever level you want. I believe you cannot see your potential. Your potential is so much bigger than you can even realize. God has way bigger plans for you than you have even planned. If you believe that, let me hear you today. I did a talk about 3 to 4 years ago, and people still talk about that talk, and I've been thinking about, I've changed my talk 42 times. I've been thinking about what the freak I'm going to talk about at this, because it's so important, because I don't get in front of you for another year. You know what it takes to have everything you want in life? It takes guts. It takes guts. What does it take to help others? Guts. You will be remembered by those moments and decisions in your life when you don't want to get up, when you've been knocked down. I love the part of Rocky where he says, dude, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. It matters that you get back up in life. Life is not easy. It is hard. Can we agree on that? Dude, it ain't easy. Life gets hard, it ain't easy, but who are you doing it for? I want you to think about a name or names and write them down right now. You are doing this for somebody else. Because I promise you, if you do it for you, you will not get up. If it's all about yourself and it's selfish, or it's all about the money, once you get the money, you will actually slow down. Who are you doing it for? You've all got a bunch of amazing people in your life that you're doing it for. Dude, I'm doing it for my wife. Lauren Askins, stand up in the back. Please stand up. Looking amazing today. Give it up for my wife, Lauren. Also, all of my amazing family, the Askins crew / James / Smith - Askins. Okay, give it up for them. You know, I'm doing it for business partners. I'm doing it for Impact. I'm doing it for you. But also, you know what really drives me and pushes me and motivates me? When I get a message from an agent in South Africa that says, I'm a single mom, we're homeless, I ain't made a sale for months, and I'm struggling to sell insurance. And then I thought about quitting and tapping out, because we've all been there, yes? She said, but you know what? I found your content and your videos, and you kept me going, and I'm not going to quit. That's why I do what I do. Why do you do what you do? Who are you doing it for? When you don't want to do something, guess what you need? Any guesses? What do you need? Dude, you need some guts. Say guts if you got guts. Say guts if you got guts. Say guts if you got guts. If you don't got guts, say guts. Guess what? Some days I don't got guts. But I need guts because so many times in life, I don't want to get up and go do what I need to do. Now, the next time we say it, I want you to say it like you actually believe it. I want you to say it like the next year of your life relies on you having guts when you don't want it. Like the person and the name and names that you're writing down that you're doing this for, they're expecting you to lean in and have guts when you don't want to. When life gets hard, they're looking. When life is difficult, they're watching. So I want you to say guts like you actually have some freaking guts. Like you actually want to live a life on purpose. Like you actually want to help a lot of people. Like you actually want other people to benefit because of the work and the sacrifice and the blood, the sweat, and the tears that you put in. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, guts. Yeah. Like you actually got guts. Because I'm telling you what, there's so many times in life where you don't want to give it. Dude, you get tired. You get depressed. You get lonely. You get sad. Business is tough. 92% of insurance agents fail. Guess what they need? Guts. Dude, they need some guts. When you're terrified, you make your first dial. What do you need? Guts. Dude, you need guts because I remember when I was calling my top 100 list with my manager. Anybody remember writing down your top 100, top 200 back when you first started selling insurance? Dude, I'm writing down the list, and I show the list to my manager, and we're about to do our first dial session. He said, which name on the list do you not want to call? I'm like, ooh, that's a good question. I do not want to call her at all. He's like, no worries. Hands me the phone. Say hello. Like, bro, I don't even know what I'm doing. Because your first time on the phone, there's nervous energy, is there not? Guess what? All these new agents that come in the industry, there's nervous energy. They're freaking out. They're worried. But guess what? I get better by doing. I learn by doing. I gain confidence by doing, even when I don't want to do. When your alarm goes off and you don't want to get up, there's someone watching. When you're 3 years old and you find out you're blind in one eye, what do you got to have? When you're my dad and you get diagnosed with leg perthes as a kid and they don't want to let you play baseball and you have to literally run the bases with an A-frame cast on you, what do you got to have? When you're my sister, Katie, and you're born with the exact same disease, what do you got to have? When you're 16 years old, you're throwing up, you're puking your guts out, you don't want to go to work. But your dad says you do whatever you want to do because you know what I would do. What do you got to have? So I went to work and threw up in the bathroom while working. That's showing up. There's so many times. I have all these team members in my office. They do not come to me to ask for a day off because they know what answer I'm going to tell them. Oh, I got a tummy ache. Are you freaking kidding me? Your family is counting on you. The industry's counting on you. We are counting on you. You got a tummy ache? But it takes guts, does it not? Yes. When you find out that your dad's been with a company for 13 plus years and poured his heart, sweat, tears, everything he has into a company, and then they let him go in an instant, what do you got to have? Guts. You got to be willing to go to zero. You got to invest your entire 401k. You got to go years without making a profit because you know what it can become. What does that take? Guts. Dude, it takes guts. But Cody, it's hard to write down my goals every day. Really? You're 900% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down every single day. Every single day. We have a goal tracker at our booth. 900% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down every single day. If I gave you the biggest success hack, so to speak, and you didn't do it, what would that say about you? It takes guts, does it not, to get up and write your goals down every day when you're frustrated, when you don't want to go to work, when you're sad, when you're struggling, when you're pissed off, frankly. But you got to stop and write down what you're grateful for, what your long-term goals are, what your short-term goals are. Dude, it takes guts. When someone makes fun of the very first video that you ever do, what does it take to do another one? Dude, it takes guts. When a carrier calls you and says that they will not continue to support you if you don't take down one of your videos. It takes some guts because what the video was all about, literally the video was all about how price doesn't matter. And the relationship and rapport and the value are way more important than price. Dude, a carrier may have disagreed with that, but Cody Askins does not disagree with that. Because if that's the case, because none of you ever sell the absolute bottom dollar price down to the penny. If that's true, you'd be freaking licensed with 800 carriers and do an insane amount of research. Right? So when a carrier's like, hey, we're done unless you take it down, what do? Do you have guts and stand for what you believe in, or do you give in to what other people are telling you? Right? Dude, I love my in-laws, but when my mother-in-law comes to my wife and I and says, why doesn't Cody get a real job when I'm starting out selling insurance? What does it take to persist and continue? Dude, it takes guts, and guess what? There's a bunch of you in the room right now, every single one of you, that have things going on in your life. How are you going to respond to it, and who are you doing it for? Who's the names? Who's watching you? When you don't want to get up when your alarm goes off, when you say you're going to go to the gym, when you say you're going to go to the office and actually work. Like, dude, we used to have a guy in our office at Mutual back in the day. Dude, he was there before everybody else. He left after everybody else. He was in his car half the time smoking, and he didn't do anything. But he was there a lot. So my dad always preaches revenue-generating activities because you got to freaking do something to win. But guess what? It takes guts, does it not? Yes. Brett, if you could advance. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So if you want more, and you want to do more, and you want to achieve more and help more people, do you need to change a little bit of what you're doing over time and actually evolve? Or can you do the same thing that got you here? I remember when my parents went to a family reunion in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I hear Arkansas in the house. Where did I hear that? There we go. A couple of Arkansas in the house. Give it up for them, okay? That's my home state. Some of you don't have to give it up for them, I guess, okay? And they go to family reunion in Little Rock, Arkansas, and they go, and one of my long-lost aunts comes up to them and says, hey, do you realize that there's a high school in Independence, Mississippi that is playing Cody's videos for the kids? And they're like, what? They call me and they're like, hey, do you realize there's a high school in Mississippi that is playing your videos to the kids? I'm like, dude, well, why my videos? First thing I do is doubt myself. Because I made videos for you. 10,000 videos online in 8 years, more than any other human has ever put out insurance-related training videos in 8 years because of our team and our amazing staff back at the office. If one claps, we all clap. I'm not going to break rules, okay? Yeah, but when I get that call, I'm like, you know what? There were so many days I did not want to do a video. There's so many days you don't want to do a video. There's so many days you don't want to make the dial. You don't want to call the client back. You don't want to door knock. You don't want to help them with their pending. You don't want to invest in another seminar. You don't want to call and buy another lead. The chargeback comes in, right? Chris Bryant, $2 million in chargebacks, Chris and Phil. And you guys are worried about $27. But what does it take to overcome $2 million in chargebacks? What does it take? Dude, it actually takes some guts. Because guess what? Dude, life ain't easy. And it's only going to get harder. The bigger it gets, the more problems you have. What about when you're selling $250,000 worth of leads every month to one single company, and that IMO owner comes to you and says, if you do 8%, we are cutting you off? Wow. Do you keep the $3 million a year? Or do you do what you really want to do and follow your passion and do what's right and try to unite and collaborate and help an industry? What do you do? Dude, that's the truth, but most people wouldn't. We're like, $250,000? Tell me what to do. No. I cannot be bought. I'm not for sale. I'm here to help the industry. Now, I'm not going to say there haven't been some hard moments where I'm like, I don't want to turn down that check, right? I'm human. But at the end of the day, who am I doing it for? Who are you doing it for? Am I getting through to you a little bit? Yes? Yes. Who are you doing it for? When you go $400,000 in debt to fund our very first 8% conference, and then the next day you ask yourself, do I really want to go through this again? But what does it take to keep doing it when in the moment you don't want to keep doing it? Every time you're thinking about not doing something that you know you should do, I want you to remember this talk. I want you to remember the thousands of guts that will be said during this talk collectively amongst the whole group. Because trust me, tomorrow, there'll be something you don't want to do. The next day, there'll be something you don't want to do. Guess what? You get better by doing. You gain skill, you learn, you improve, you get farther in life, you help more people. You guys say you want to help more people, but you're so worried about what everybody else thinks when you shoot a flipping video. That's selfish. Do you want to help people or do you not? Everybody's like, bro, I want to help people. Yes? Is that fair? Yes? How are you actually helping them? And are you doing all you can do? And guess what? It's going to take some freaking guts along the way. Steve is Knirsch is a pilot now. Dude, when I went on my first pilot lesson in a plane, we went up, it was like 30-mile-an-hour winds in this little bitty freaking Cessna plane that had duct tape on it. It's going great so far. And I sweat through my undershirt, my hoodie, and my jacket. And it was like 25 degrees outside. I sweat through all of them, and I'm like, I am freaking terrified on my first flight lesson. And I go to my wife, I'm like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. The duct tape almost came off. But what kind of message are you sending to everyone in your world when you don't do what you need to do? When life is hard and you don't go back for another round? What are you saying? Those people that you wrote down that you want to do this for, they're watching. Dude, I'm going back I went back for another pilot lesson the next day. Dude, and every time it got better. Fair? Dude, it gets better. Guess what? Riding a bike. Dude, you fall the first time. Or like my parents, they're holding you as you're riding. Do you just stop riding the bike? Because guess what? We have the phrase now, it's kind of like riding a bike. Guess what? Insurance becomes, no matter how hard it is or how new you are, it becomes like riding a bike. But it takes guts. When 75% of your sales team walks out, it takes guts. When you're terrified to speak to 4,000 agents for the Philippines Life Insurance Congress. Terrified. But it takes guts because you have the ability to help 4,000 people at once. How do you respond? What do you do? When the day before 8%, literally the day before your biggest 8% ever in 2022, you get emailed a TCPA lawsuit for dropping a voicemail in somebody's cell phone after they opted in and requested the information. And then you find out a year later that because of some technicalities, you lose 6 figures. Boom, gone. And because you hire the wrong counsel, boom, gone. And when you go outside and you're firing your attorneys and you're freaking beyond pissed off and your wife's calling your dad saying, you may want to check on Cody. You better believe I started questioning everything. But it takes guts. When your top sales rep gets caught referring clients to your competitor and getting paid under the table, and they actually come in to pay your sales rep in your office while you're out of the country, do you keep that sales rep because they're making you $1 million a year, or do you fire them? No. A lot of you would have kept them, don't lie. $1 million. No, we fired him. Because this is about culture, is it not? You don't develop a winning culture allowing snakes in the grass on your team. I don't care how freaking productive they are. It takes guts. When 5 of your top sales reps leave over the span of 2 months, and you lose over $2 million a year from $2.5, $3 million a year just from that group, do you go back into work the next day, or do you, I'm going to go take a vacation? Take some time off. No, it takes guts. When you wake up and your business account has a negative $107,000, what do? Do you just stop? Who are you doing it for? Why are you doing it? Life is hard. Business is freaking terribly hard. It ain't easy. But it's for people who don't quit. If you don't quit, you can't fail. 92% of agents fail simply because they choose to quit here before they quit here. Don't let yourself quit here, and you'll never quit here. But it starts here, does it not? Stop worrying about what everybody else freaking thinks, man. Worry about what you think and your belief. That's what matters. Oh, what about when you're $3 million in business debt and $300,000 in credit card debt and multiple different attorneys tell you should file bankruptcy? What do you do then? You keep moving. You keep going. You keep showing up. Who's realized this business is hard? Yes. But who's realized they want to make an impact? Who's realized they want to help a ton of freaking people? Who's realized that at the end of the day, you want to create generational wealth and help a ton of other agents and agencies? Who would love to do that? Guess what? It's going to be hard. Guess what? It's going to be difficult. Guess what? It's going to take guts. When the most important relationship in your life is falling apart with your marriage and your spouse, how do you respond? What do you do? Guess what? It takes some freaking guts, does it not? When your mom gets diagnosed with cancer for the 3rd time because life happens, guess what she had? Freaking guts. We go to my niece's birthday party at Katie and Matt's house, and it's a few days after my mom's chemo. And I go over to hug and check on my mom. Hey, how you feeling? How you doing? She doesn't give pain a voice. She says, I'm doing just fine. I'm doing good. Dude, I know she's not doing good. I know she ain't doing fine. But she's not going to give pain a voice because guess what? That woman's got some freaking guts. You want to surround yourself, uplines, downlines, sidelines, freaking mentors, friends, whatever. You want to surround yourself with people in life who believe in you, who pour into you, who support you. But I would go to that woman when I was a kid and say, I'm going to be a professional baseball player when she grew up. She would be like, absolutely you are going to be. She wouldn't tear my house down. Kids need to dream a little bit. Guess what? You dream when you're a kid, but then your brain gets freaking too big and you stop dreaming. It gets in the way. When you lose someone special in your life, how do they want you to respond? What moments did you have guts along the way? What moments? I want to pick out a couple people and I want you to share really quick for like 15 seconds, a couple moments in business and in life that almost broke you, but you had some guts. Who wants to go first? What's your name, by the way?
Sonia.
Give it up for Sonia.
I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia in 2020. I wake up every day in pain, but just like your mom, I don't give pain a voice and I take it.
Oh my gosh. Go amazing. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Wow. You're worried about an appointment standing you up. Who's next?
it was the worst one I'd ever made.
Give it up for BT. Let's do one more. One more. Who wants it? Let's go right here. Yes, sir. What's your name, buddy?
Hector.
Hector. Give it up for Hector.
My insurance says 10 times and I still went on to the
Wow. Dude, you think that cat's gonna quit? Fell in his license 10 times. A lot of people quit after one. Dude, it takes guts in life to win, does it not? You will not be defeated by what they say about you. You will be defeated by what you say about you. What do you say about you? Because that's the voice that matters. It starts here. Do we worry about so much about what other people think? And we think our problems are so big. Do they pale in comparison to somebody else's problems? Do they not? Who thought that when John O'Leary was speaking? Dude, I know I did. I know I did. I was at a men's conference a couple years back. There was a couple pastors there. And one of the pastors, I felt like he was just speaking to me literally all night. And he said one phrase that I still think about so much and it got my attention beyond belief. He said, maybe you're just fitting in when you were truly called to stand out. And maybe you're just fitting in when you were truly called to stand out. Because guess what? For you to stand out for the people in your life, your friends, your business partners, your family, the people that are looking at you, it's going to take some guts. You're not going to want to get up when you get knocked down, but you got to get back up because people are watching. We're watching. The person to your right and left is watching. The rest of the industry is watching. Other agents that are family and friends that are thinking about getting in the industry are watching you for their example on whether they should do it. Guess what? Every time you go home and tell your spouse how terrible of a career this is and how it freaking sucks and you hate it and oh my gosh, today was terrible, guess what you're doing? You're lowering their belief in your ability to succeed in this. And then when they come back and say, are you sure you want to do this? You told them to say that. For months, you just didn't realize it. Right. What does it take to win? God. What does it actually take to win? Stand up. When life gets really hard, when something happens that's painful, when you're broke, when you're homeless, when you're helping an agent and they roll a bunch of chargeback debt to you and they screw you, when constant things happen in your world, personal, professional, how are you going to respond? What are you going to do? When life gets really hard and you know you need some guts, how are you going to bounce back? What are you going to get up and do? What are you going to tell other people that are watching you? Like my dad, when he started over and my parents invested everything into Secure Insurance Group, which became this. You don't think it was hard for them? Yeah, but they gave me a great example to never freaking quit, to always persist, to keep it moving. So what do you need? 1, 2, 3. Yes. What do you actually need? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. What do you need? Yes. When life gets hard, what are you going to do? When you want to freaking quit every day of your life, how are you going to respond? I hope you keep moving. I'm pulling for you. I'm rooting for you. I love you. This room's going to the moon. Yes. As long as we band together and never freaking quit. Because to win, all it takes is guts. Thank you. Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there. I'm so excited for today's CA Power Player podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. We got a special guest. He is back on the channel talking about how to sell life insurance from home. Here's what I love about this person. Okay, I'm telling you, this will be one of the best.